Hello and welcome to the sixth episode of SCOPIC Live. So today we're going to be following on the conversation of getting most out of a limited or £0 marketing budget. It is actually the last episode from this series where we're discussing that topic. And today I'm joined by Amy Leanne Wills. So welcome, Amy.
Well, hello. How are you?
Good, thank you. So, before we get started, let's have a little introduction from you, Amy. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background, and what it is that you do.
I am a digital marketer and social media manager here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I had a very unconventional entrance to the world of marketing. I actually have my degree in chemistry and worked in an infusion pharmacy for about 12 years before realizing this isn't really what I want to do. And so I made the jump to marketing and spent some time trying to just get my foot in the door. Eventually became the director of marketing for a large regional agriculture company. Had a huge marketing budget. It was a dream. Then, transitioned to a company that did not have a marketing budget at all. And after, COVID hit and everything like that, now I am doing some freelance stuff. So kind of a scenic tour of marketing.
That's good. So, what we're going to be discussing today is actually 5 of the top free resources that marketers have access to that we both use and we found really, really useful. And then at the end, once we say goodbye to Amy, I'm going to go run over a little summary of what we've learned over the past 7 weeks, this episode and then the past 5 episodes. But yeah, let's start talking about these free resources then. So, but before we actually get into what they are, Amy, do you want to kind of just go over? We on the pre-live, we were talking a little bit about the benefits of free resources and the fact that they are. Some people think that they're not quite as good as the ones that you have to pay for, but
yeah, no,
they definitely,
they definitely are. I feel like whenever you have when these companies, or if you're somebody that just has unlimited resources for marketing, you tend to do this method where you just throw everything out there and see what sticks. And so you don't put a lot of time or thought into your marketing, which sounds terrible, but everyone's guilty of it. And so whenever you have a limited budget or whenever you're having to really make the most of what you're using, these free resources a lot of them are quality products that are every bit as good as the expensive alternative. And they require a little more effort on your part, but you get better marketing out of them, honestly. So I definitely think that a lot of people overthink their marketing sometimes and think, well, if it's free, maybe you get what you pay for, and we should dodge that. And that's not the case at all. I mean, you can definitely do marketing with a low or zero budget with lots of resources.
That's cool. So, let's discuss the first one then. It's a huge one, and we don't have loads of time today, but let's discuss social media, because social media is free, and it is a great resource for promoting your brand and for advertising your products. It's important to get it right. But Amy, talk us through how you've used social media as a free and very, very useful marketing tool.
Oh, I love social media for marketing. I mean, LinkedIn, we're on here right now using this as a free marketing tool. You get such amazing organic reach on here. So I know everyone talks, and I myself talk about how I hate all of the sales pitch and really salesy posts that are on here. But if you do it right, I mean, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, you can get an amazing return on your investment of time on all of these platforms. I've used LinkedIn not only for marketing, but I've also used it as a resource. I mean, there are so many people here that want to help. And so a lot of the free resources I found, it's because I've asked someone that's doing it better than me. What tools are you using? Give me a heads up. There's just a tremendous amount of value there. And then we've also got Pinterest, TikTok, all of these other platforms that have kind of opened up for marketing. So you have to be creative, but they can definitely work in your favor.
Yeah, and I guess one thing that we've found to work, but that is really important, is to be the giver, be the value giver and the value adder. Actually try and give something out on social media instead of just constantly trying to sell your product or try and get people to follow your page. Actually, whether it be giving out humorous content or informational content, or inviting people to events, that it's be the person that is giving the value, not that's just asking for the order the whole time.
Right. Leave those crumbs that kind of lead back to you. I mean, if you can give out exceptional value for free, then imagine what you could do if someone can pay you. So that's kind of the mentality behind it.
No, that's good. So next one, Canva. I'll let you talk about this one.
Canva. I love Canva. And it's so funny because I have friends that are graphic designers that they've done this for years and years, and they hate Canva because it's kind of made their positions useless because you don't have to spend 4 and 5 hours at a time coming up with something. They've got thousands of ready-made templates. And so for someone like me, it's helpful because I'm super analytical. I mean, that's that chemistry background at work. And I'm not super creative sometimes. And so it's nice to be able to go there and say, okay, here's a template. I can customize it and change things up, but it kind of takes out that time of, okay, let me really hammer this out and see what I can come up with. Super user friendly. It's free. If you choose to upgrade, it's only like $14, I think. And it comes with a whole branding kit. You can throw your colors on it. You can use like a million stock photos. I mean, if you don't have a budget, Canva is something that everyone needs.
That's
Love
good.
it.
I've used Canva myself, and we have a team of people that can do graphic design now. But before then, when I was starting out, Canva was very useful for doing just that, because I'm not a graphic designer. There'll be business owners out there who have had to lay off marketing staff that may not necessarily be graphic designers, and there'll be smaller marketing teams that need to rely on resources like that and then you've got that the branding element, which you can keep consistent as well, and it's good quality even though it's a free resource.
Absolutely.
Talk us through Anchor. That's another one. This is another
Anchor. So
great
this is one
resource.
that is fairly new to me, but I love it. It's podcast software. And so for these people, especially now with everyone being stuck in quarantine, there's so many people going, I'm going to start a podcast. This is how I'm going to do my marketing. I have no budget. We're going to do a podcast. And this does everything for you. It takes a lot of the effort out because you can go on there, you can upload your information, and it just broadcasts it to Spotify, any software where you can upload a podcast. So it does that seamlessly, and it's free. And so I've used this quite a bit in marketing, and no one knows that you're using a free resource, and that's always the goal, to have a quality end product with minimal money or time put into it.
Interesting. Not podcasting isn't actually something I've done in the past, but it's something that we would like to get into here at SCOPIC. So yeah, that's new to me.
There you go.
We're gonna go and try that one out.
Yeah.
Very good. So the next one of the top 5, I would say is YouTube and Wistia, certainly for video hosting. But I'll let you explain a little bit more about YouTube, and then I'm going to talk people through Wistia, because Wistia is a great resource for hosting. But go for it. Let's talk through YouTube.
So YouTube, it's completely free. You don't have to spend a dime on it. And YouTube is one of the largest search engines in the world. I mean, if you want to know how to do just about anything and you Google it, a YouTube video is going to be the first thing that pops up. And so there's zero reason to not capitalize on that. There are 6-year-olds making millions of dollars every year off of YouTube. So if you are a content creator and you can put it in a post and type it out, you may as well just make a video and throw it on there, because it's free and there's huge returns to be found on YouTube.
That's good. One thing that lets YouTube down is when you're actually, say you've created a video and you're hosting that. It's great to have it on YouTube because you want your content to be found on there. But unfortunately, at the end of YouTube videos, different videos pop up and suggest to watch other videos. So this can be, if you're embedding your YouTube video on your website, this can actually lead to a bit of a downfall in the way that it takes people's interest away from your content and then takes it to someone else's content. So if you're wanting to find a free platform for actually hosting your videos and then embedding them on your website or on a landing page, then check out Wistia.com. What Wistia is really good for is just that. So you can brand the player entirely in your own branding, in your own colors. And then you can also, the analytics and the tracking, the statistics that you can get from the video performance is really good as well. You can actually see heat maps on where people are of watching and then rewatching, or dropping off. If your videos are too long or they're not engaging enough, you can actually see where people are dropping off. So definitely, if you're looking to get into video and you're wanting to host some stuff on your website, then do check out Wistia. So, and then I think that the last one was Tailwind. Again, something that I've not heard of before, but this is one from you, so I'm interested.
Yeah, Tailwind's awesome. So it is a scheduler you can use for Pinterest or Instagram, and it also helps you figure out which hashtags are going to generate the most views. So it seems easy, you're going, oh, hashtag, and come up with my own, but this is pulling from content that's related to yours. So you're getting truly the best of the best. And as far as the scheduling, it looks at your analytics to see when your users are there the most. And so it's putting the content right in front of them when they're needing it. I mean, I don't know of anyone that's ever used Tailwind that hasn't had amazing results from it. I mean, we're talking about growing your Pinterest page by like 300% and 400%. It's phenomenal, and it's free. And then if you wanted to upgrade, it's only like $10 a month. So definitely affordable, great return on time invested. So another awesome resource.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'll have to check that one out. Like I say, not actually heard of that one before. But when we were talking yesterday, it sounded interesting, so it had to come on here. And yeah, we will definitely look at that, using that as SCOPIC. So that's cool. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Amy. I'm just going to, if there's any questions that anyone watching has so far, if they want to pop them on, and they will come through and we can answer them here. With a little Q&A. We have had two questions. One from Gerard Baxter. So, is there an optimum length for a video or a podcast on social media? Glad of advice. What do you think, Amy?
I always think that shorter videos do better, just because you have just a few minutes to captivate your audience. So it also depends on the platform. So ideally, anything under 5 minutes is what I aim for. And then if you want to do things for your website that go a bit deeper, then, go as long as you want. Get your point across.
It's an interesting one because of late, I've found that I've watched videos that are 5-6 minutes on LinkedIn and different social platforms. And that's kind of almost unheard of. We've said before that you gotta keep it under 15. You got 30, maximum 30 seconds for LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook. But it actually can depend more on how interesting the content is and how engaging it is. So sure, if you've got a fairly boring product, but you've got to try and make it interesting, then probably a shorter video is better. But if you've got a really engaging and interesting topic, say you're doing something on thought leadership, or you're actually giving some value, a 3 to 4 minute video on LinkedIn, it still gets engagement these days, which is incredible. Actually, it's the way that the algorithm has changed.
Yeah.
Anyway, that there does seem to be the only question that's come along. But it's been great talking, Amy. If there are any more questions, please put them on. But yeah, I think after this, what we'll do is we'll get on to a little summary of the series, and then a little teaser for the next series that's coming along. But yeah, no, that looks like that's all the questions. Well, thanks very much for joining, Amy.
Thanks for having me.
We will. I'm sure we'll have you on again soon.
Yay! Well, it's been great. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you for that, Amy. So, a little, just for everyone who is still watching, what I'm going to do now is just going to go over a summary of the past 5 episodes and what we have learnt along the way. So this has been a great series. It's been my first live that I've done on LinkedIn, and we've had some really interesting engagement on the way. But I thought it'd be quite nice just to go over now the key takeaways of the past 5 episodes, and including this one, number 6. So most of you will remember the first episode that we did with Roy Newey. If you didn't watch it, definitely go back and watch it. We were discussing all about putting the customer first, designing your products around them, not just creating something that you think people will want. Actually create something that if you use the customer and potential customers through research, if you use them and get their feedback on what your ideas are, ask them what their needs and wants are around your products and services, and then actually design your products around that, as opposed to, I think the expression was, selling fluffy giraffes. So yeah, very interesting one that. And then once you've launched, use surveys to get feedback and testimonials on actually using your products and services, so you can then use that as marketing material going forward. But yeah, check that one out. The next episode was with Chris Branch from Seed to Branch. It was really interesting episode, and we were talking about LinkedIn and getting the most out of LinkedIn. I think the key takeaway here was actually, because we discussed all the features and benefits and aspects of LinkedIn, but I think the key takeaway was actually using your personal profile to generate interest and increase the following on your company page. We discussed how once you create content and you get engagement on your personal profile, you can then, once you post on your company page, then go onto that and make sure you view as member and like and comment on that, and get the rest of the team to like and comment on your company page. And then what that automatically does is it shares the company content with the rest of your personal followers. So yeah, that was certainly the key takeaway from the episode with Chris Branch. And then we had a session with Nick Graber. Again, really interesting session. We're talking about video this time, and how to create video on a budget. Now, one thing we learned here was that it's still important that for creating video content yourself, the most important thing to do is just to start. Just like when you're on LinkedIn and you post your first post, but once you've started, make sure you continue. And what we learned here is that the benefits of batch production. So instead of creating a video, posting it, and then losing interest and not posting another video for 1, 2, 3 weeks, actually create batch produce content. So create enough content to release maybe once or twice a week for the next 4 weeks, and actually in doing that, what you do is you get more consistency across the videos, and you actually have consistency on your posting as well. So yeah, if you missed that one, do go back and watch that. Certainly if you want to get into creating your own video content, there was some really interesting hints and tips around the pre-production and the filming stage, and then the editing stage as well. Creating your own videos, you will get better at it, but the most important videos to create when you're creating your own content is certainly the videos that you would post on social media. So videos on yourself, videos talking about your journey and whatnot, as opposed to the actual promotional and professional videos that video marketing companies will create for you. Then we had a great session with Sanjana Tripali, where we were talking about strategy and marketing strategy. The key takeaways were about, again, more about research and making sure that you put the time in before you launch a product or service to do some market research, find out who your ideal customer is, and then design your offering, and then plan out how you're going to distribute that content and distribute the marketing for that. And then last week we were with Nick Entwistle from 1 Minute Briefs. Again, this was a great episode where we talked about all things content, and the key takeaway here was certainly user-generated content. So actually getting your customers or your prospects to actually post online about your content. So this is sometimes can be quite difficult, but things like reviews, competitions, selfie competitions with your product, because what you're doing there is you're getting access to all their followers, and it's not you selling the product, they're doing that for you. But yeah, so that kind of draws this series to a close. I have appreciated all the questions and the comments that have come on along the way. There's been 6 episodes. Be sure to check them all out. We will be converting these into blog posts, and we will be getting the top tips that we've found out throughout the 6 episodes, and we will be doing more marketing content on that, and you'll be able to find that on our company blog. But yeah, that's it from me for today. Be sure to look out for the next series that we're doing. We're going to be doing another series, hopefully in the next couple of months, and it's going to be more on the return on investment for marketing. So whilst people are coming out of lockdown, budgets may start to increase, people may start to get back on top again. But what's going to be really important as you kind of get back on your feet is that anything you do spend in marketing, make sure the return is there, make sure it's measurable. And that's what the next series is going to be about. So make sure you stay tuned and watch out for that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for your support along the way. And this is it. We'll see you all again.